Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Episode 12 is a continuation of episode 11 as it deals again with the topic anger. The teacher who was conversing with the three students cited a parable. He said, a man was sleeping comfortably, throwing a blanket over his body. Middle of the night, he found out something moving around his legs. It was night and therefore dark. He realized that it could possibly be a rodent. So he decided to drive the rodent away. He was quite sleepy and equally lazy. He lifted a bottle of water which he had kept by his side. It was a glass bottle containing water, and threw it at the rodent. The rodent ran away, and this bottle missed the target and hit his very leg, and blood started oozing, and he was suffering from excruciating pain. He couldn't accept it. He somehow wanted to punish the rodent. So he stood up, found his way, and took the rodent by its tail. As he picked the rodent by its tail, the rodent started to bite him profusely in his hands. Unable to bear the pain, he shook his hand and the rodent jumped and passed away. Now the teacher asked the students, does it make any sense out of this parable? The actions of the man, has it been done in a good conduct? Has it been done in any sensible way? It is obvious somebody cannot use a glass bottle to drive a rodent away. It's equally obvious somebody cannot catch a rodent by its tail when it is capable of biting a human being. When man gets into moods of anger, these things are bound to happen. Therefore, Acharya proceeds to discuss further what anger can do. In fact, this aspect Acharya deals it purely from a modern mind's perspective and from even a management perspective. He says, instead of getting into the mood of anger, can you attempt to deflect anger? And he cites the very same parable. He was telling Shankar, what did Hari do? Hari said, you are an elephant. Aren't you fat? You are fat. What did he say? Shankar is afraid of a rat. You are afraid of rats. And what did he finally say? You jumped up and down making a hue and cry and a noise there. And therefore he said, Mother Earth was shaking. Of course, he need not have said it that way, but whatever he had said most probably is right. Therefore, one method to conquer anger is to deflect anger. Deflection is a very important tool. Can you convert that moment into a lighter moment, and then allow the transaction to end? Deflection ends that particular transaction of anxiety or anger. Now the second question therefore arises, are you recommending that we should simply keep mum and quiet to be whoever does anything? Our subordinates, our colleagues who don't work, we need targets, we need performances. Acharya says, wherever there is a need, you should show anger. But what should that anger comprise of? An anger which does not irritate you. An anger where you are able to show it with a mental equipoise. What does it mean? Be firm. Be firm in dealing a specific situation. And be very firm that once the situation is dealt with, then you should not have any ill feelings with the person with whom you are transacting. If you can cumulatively sum up all these three and put it together, and if you can perform with that mental equipoise and without irritation, then anger is a tool wherever required to be employed to get your things done. Now there is a third angle to it, which the teacher was talking to the students. He was saying, anger leads to a chain of reactions, and tells the story of Drona and Drupada from the Mahabharata. Drona and Drupada were very good friends when they learned the art of fighting. But when Drupada became a king, he humiliated Drona, who was a teacher. Then Drona took it on himself and he trained Arjuna. And when Arjuna wanted to offer his Guru Kanikai, he said, go and capture Drupada for me. So Drupada is captured by Drona. Drupada couldn't take it as a king, and he took half of his kingdom. Drupada could not take it. He therefore ensured that his son Drishtadhyumna kills Drona. And what happens in the Mahabharata war? Drishtadhyumna kills Drona. As a consequence, Ashwatthama, the son of Drona, killed Drishtadhyumna. So Acharya says, two were close friends. They became sworn enemies because one humiliated the other. The first act of assault, insult, or humiliation leads to a chain of reactions. And it runs through years, it runs through generations, it runs through lineages. Therefore says, if avoid conversations which can lead to retaliation, avoid transactions which can lead to harmful circumstances of showing anger. Avoid as much as possible as you can the emotions or outburst of anger, because Acharya says, every time somebody shows anger, one must remember very clearly, anger hurts first and the most the person who shows it before it can go and injure, harm, or affect somebody else. And therefore, if this is meditated upon in the thought that it's going to affect us first, we as human beings will tempt to reduce it over a period of time. Otherwise, Acharya says, you may have every good thing around you, but equally, if you are an angry person, Bhagavan Krishna says in the Gita, it is a gateway to hell. An angry person finally is a ruined person, which every one of us should avoid becoming so in our life. Shri Guru Pyo